Hi everyone, it's Libby from Maighstirtarot. Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people, that's Worimi, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides and the universal energies. Gloomy, rainy, autumn's having a go day today, so autumn fall is having a day, so hopefully the light's okay. And yes, clean bill of health on the pearly white, so that's always amazing. Okay, goodness me, again, yet another day of what on earth do we have a look at? Because there's so much happening. Really interesting about with the shutting down the National Archives and by association the Kennedy library. I was chatting to one of my beautiful viewers via email in regards to this, and I suddenly got the feeling that the National Archives, part of the reason why they've been shut down is that to try and not have things released. But the big hit I got about shutting down the National Archives was it was petty retaliation because it was the National Archives asking for the documents back, which triggered the FBI search at Mar-a-Lago. So I'm just putting it out there. This is the same petty person who released vital water from ordered the release of water from reservoirs in California as they're going into their dry season, and the same one that has authorised the firing, I think, about 600 electricity workers in the northwest of the United States. Again, in states that didn't vote for him. So. Please. Okay, what do I want to have? Where do I start? Okay, also now apparently he's promising checks to be sent out up to $1,500. Susan Lynn did a great reading on this, and it is very much smacks of the abuser that hits, blames you for them hitting you, and then buys you flowers and says, you made me do it, but I'll be the bigger person and apologize. It just smacks of abusive relationship, and it is modus operandi. So just be aware of all these things happening. Again, one of my lovely viewers asked about the postal service. Would it be privatized? I did pendulum on that, and I hate to tell you, yes. And my big vibe is that it's going to be handed over basically to a Bezos offshoot. Now, so what you've got is you've got these oligarchs that are all intertwined and supporting each other and putting money in, etc. And they're basically divvying up the big pie amongst themselves. And the pie is basically shipping and control of shipping and deliveries, etc., is Bezos. Control of satellites and communications and space is Musk. And then you've got, all the other levels. There'll be one that will be healthcare, privatization. There'll be another one that is food. They're all divvying up the pie amongst themselves. So just be aware this is what's being foreshadowed at the moment. However, I will have a little chat later today, not this particular reading. I'll do another reading on the fourth turning. I put in my post section. So under any video, if you go to click on the Maighstir Tarot, it'll take you to the main pages. There's a section that's called posts, used to be called community. If you go in there, there's actually quite a good, without going into the depth of the book, quite a good breakdown of the fourth turning. So absolutely worth the read to understand where we are in the cycle. So, okay, started this current fourth turning, the autumn period, the starting of the unraveling was the period 80s through to early 2000s, which is the age of greed. It's the age of, for us down in Australia, Alan Bond and Chris Skase. Was it Chris Skase? I can't remember what his name is. The ones that were basically, it was the start of the age of greed is good, and hyperinflation, and the stock market crashing and rising and crashing. Anyhow, have a look at that link, and we'll go for a deep dive on that in a slightly different reading. What I want to have a look in this particular reading, it's if you can hear that was Bindi Dog there scratching her back. If you can hear some snorting there. Speaking of noises, I was having a chat last night asking about the young girl that a few of you had heard on a reading a few days ago with the word mama or mama. Apparently born 1913 and killed in World War One in France in 1918. So I think the impression I got was that she was about 4 years old. I haven't delved further into I don't feel she's a guide as such. I feel that what I'm really getting is that she was just simply wanting to be acknowledged. So I've acknowledged her. I've looked at very, very minimal details. And I did get, she was with her mother at the time, and they were both, I'm going to put it this way. I think the feeling I got and the images I was given that the mother was firing squad, and she was just there as, well, might as well do the kid too type thing. It was awful, awful energy. Okay, entertainment only. When I say awful, awful, I didn't get awful energy off her. It was just the situation was awful. And that's what we need to realise is that, and we need to really hold firm with, is that in the overall, the actions of people can be, ugh, but that's separate from the people themselves. The actions and the person are not necessarily the same thing. I know the person does the actions, but we need to differentiate between actions and people. But that's not what I wanted to have a look at in this particular reading. My guides keep giving me things to mention, and this is very much for you guys to take from what twigs with you. Okay, what I want to have a look at, first of all, something a little bit lowish level. Did the Doge hackers find compromising information on Congress House members? I think Congress House members have now found themselves irrelevant, considering a executive order was just signed saying that only the Attorney General or the President can interpret the executive branch is plural laws. Oh boy, that is not going to go over well. So basically, this executive order is saying Congress and the legal system might as well pack up and go home. So it's going to be pushback against this, absolutely infighting in regards to this. It's not going to go down well with even some of his ardent supporters, is what I'm getting. Throwing under the bus potentially. Okay. Let's have a look. Did the Musketeers, as some people are calling them, find compromising information on Democrat, Republican Congress people? Now, just on a little side note with that, I'm going to say they're not after your information as such. I mean, goodness me, we get hacked all the time. The health fund information, the bank information, the telco information, whatever it is, the information is already your and my information is already out there. What they're looking for is something more specific. Now, what's happened, true, is there's an announcement come out saying, tens of thousands of people, 150 years of age or something, were getting social welfare. No, they weren't. Apparently, on the system, it automatically defaults to 1845, I believe, if the department does not know the year of birth of the recipient. To me, they're 150 years old. That is the default age to ensure that they don't give them a false living age. Does that make sense? Okay. Shake my head. Okay, let's have a look. Did the Doge hackers find compromising information on Congress people, which is why the Congress people won't speak up en masse? I mean, you can guarantee they're being threatened, they're being blackmailed, their families are being threatened. But is this what the Musketeers, actually found? Was this what they were looking for? Is this what they are looking for? Right, they've asked me to put that card back because I've changed the question. Is using the Golden Universal Tarot, is this what the Musketeers are looking for? Felons, EMs, hackers, are they looking for, or have they found compromising information on Congress members, such as insider trading, because apparently it's an open secret that they do it, compromising financial information. I mean, you can't go in to Congress with 10,000 in your bank, get paid 120,000 a year, and 2 years later you're a multi-millionaire. That's not quite how it works. So show me. Okay, come on down, let's have a look. Sorry about the big long blurble at the beginning. Yeah, okay. We've got here mercenary actions, but it's also it's not going anywhere, this particular horse. This horse has stopped. In the background, you've got the water. So the horse is not in the water. In the background, you've got the water. So the emotions, water's about emotions. The emotions are there in the background in regards to this. So I'm going to say, I don't know that they've found it, because this isn't like a victory card. This is what they're seeking, is money, is money kompromat. I'm just going to say money kompromat. So there's emotions running in the background in regards to this. Challenged by being held onto the money, being held onto firmly. I keep getting there's some sort of secure firewall or prevention, something that's stopping them from getting this information. That doesn't mean those that are in Congress aren't worried, because you've got the emotions in the background here. But the challenge is, I don't know that they're holding on securely. I don't know that they're going to get it, actually. And we've got a legal case here. Now, Judge Chutkan, in her defence, Judge Chutkan knocked back the case that was brought before her in regards to Doge breaking, by the 14 states, Doge breaking into the IRS and the Social Security and all the rest of it. She knocked it back because she said the way they had worded the charges, she couldn't rule on. Is that the one she knocked back? Oh no, okay. Let me correct that. I think she knocked back the forced resignations. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Whatever case Judge Chutkan ruled on, let me put it that way. Whatever case she ruled on and knocked back, she actually said to the prosecutors, go away and bring back the new charges, and she gave them suggestions for the new charges, because the way it had been worded, she couldn't rule to stop. But she basically told them what to do and how to bring it for her to make a ruling. So just be aware, don't beat up on Judge Chutkan. She hasn't turned coat or anything like that. So we've got some legal action happening here in regards to this. In the past, the sword of truth, it's in the past. There's a lot of truth hiding back there. Yes, Absolutely. So I'm going to say yes. They may not be able to get their hands on it, but I'm going to say it is there, compromising financial information. And this is what they're worried about. Okay, crowning this reading. Okay, I'm hoping this is a working across the aisle happening here. So, did the Musketeers find compromising information on the Congress Republicans? They might, there's some sort of agreement being made here. Okay, thank you. No, I don't think it's working across the aisles. I think it's those that are worried, kowtowing to whatever decree. He declared himself a king. Felon 45 on his Untruth Social today declared himself a king. Kings have a very bad habit of getting overthrown and losing their heads, so I hope he knows what he's in for. Goodness me. And speaking of Untruth Social, apparently the overriding company lost $400 million in the last financial year, so not a very good businessman. But we all knew it was just created for him to be able to spout whatever he wants to without correction. Okay, so yeah, and if you have a look at this, the figure with the black curly hair is looking cowed, uncomfortable, reluctantly agreeing to whatever this is. Now I'm feeling this figure on the right is Bondi, the Attorney General, is the vibe I'm getting. Oh, so she seems to be the pit bull of the moment. Immediate future, yeah, the ship coming into harbour, the plan. It's all part of the plan to crown him emperor, to crown him king externally, my way or the highway dictatorship. Internally, it is a nightmare situation. Absolutely. Those compromised or feel that they're compromised. This may even indicate the challenge being as we've got the information, we won't release it if you do what we want you to. Otherwise, we're giving it over to the legal process. That's feeling with this card here. That's feeling a stronger explanation. We've got this information. You will do what we want you to do. Otherwise, we're handing it over to the courts. We will and we'll press charges. Oh, goodness me. Hopes and fears. World domination, absolutely. This is a plan in the making, though, on the world stage. So this is looking out to the bigger picture world. I think there's a bit of a help us cry going out there. But the outcome, choices. The delusion of the choices that they made. This is why AOC can be so outspoken because, and there's others like Raskin, etc., that haven't indulged in this level of nod, nod, wink, wink corruption within Congress. This is all about choices made for greed and wealth and vanity and power and you name it. So this is my poor choices card when I'm talking about this sort of information. The poor choices that were made. Be careful what you wish for out of greed, because you might find yourself entrapped by it, by the information of this. I think some certain Congress members have been let know and subsequently have found themselves chained to the beck and call of the devil energy. Oh, so that's a big yes. Yes, there is. On both sides of the aisle. This is again exposing one of those constitutional failures of the current United States government system. On the base, though, we've got I'm going to say the stalled movement forward. We've got justice and a huge announcement coming in regards to this. I'm just going to say, you Congress people, he's using a big stick, but there might be a big announcement that comes that pulls the rug out from under. So let's have a look. Okay, contemplating options. And we've got my Jack Smith, Alex Whiting card. This is also reaping what you sow. Are these Congress people going to find themselves exposed regardless? Are these Congress people going to find themselves exposed regardless? This is one reason why he so despised Biden, because they spent what, 2 years, 4 years trying to find dirt on Biden and came up with nothing. There was no lever. Is this I don't care what aisle they're on, they need to be exposed, is my personal opinion, and get out of politics. But show me, will these compromised be exposed regardless? Well, here's the agreement being made. You do what I tell you. Challenged by loss. The 2 cups still standing here are these 2 agreement cups, so they're just facing a whole world of hurt and pain, betrayal and loss, disappointment, heartbreak, emotional stress, you name it. The only option they had was to come to an agreement. Moral, financial, ethical corruption, that's my card of mine, but, basically in exchange for us not telling, you have no say, you're out in the cold. In the past, 2 of Swords, they did have the choice to take off the blindfold, to step away from the swamp, to make wise decisions, and some did. But here we have the higher authority coming to pass. I'm just going to say bowing down to the higher authority. Yeah, they have. But going forward, okay, immediate future. Again, this false knight. The emotions are literally gushing over the waterfall. There's a lot that are apprehensive about this information, about who might know what. I don't feel that they know exactly what was found on them, and they're not prepared to take the risk. It's the false knight bringing forward a peace token offering. We're quite happy for them to go over the falls emotionally, externally. Yeah, they've changed by submitting to this. They've chained themselves to this energy. Similar cards, different order. Internally, it's not carrot season anymore. It's stick season. Poor choices, the hopes and fears, the outcome, the star of hope and healing, the star of rebalancing, the star of stability, as things are seen differently. Something puts a stop to this. And what puts a stop to it? The secret's coming out. If I want to look at this negatively, we've got Felon 45 trying to keep a star up and rising by sacrificing those that he has kompromat on and releasing the secrets, because here's the Emperor. Look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana. This is really huge. This is huge. And on the base, we've got the Ace of Swords, the 10 of Swords, the 8 of Cups, being forced to walk away for all those that engaged. And it's just part of the regime, bringing destruction to the whole way. Congress has this ability to do so. Other countries, we just sit back and we're absolutely flabbergasted. Our politicians, goodness me, if they're half decent, sadly we've gone a bit of the way of the US, but for example, the most recent was one of our New South Wales state politicians took her governmental car and driver on a long lunch over several hours, had lost her position. I think she was Transport Minister. Lost her position of Transport Minister because of abusing government facilities and government money, because she had her driver drive her several hours to have a long boozy lunch, a private lunch. It wasn't a corporate, it wasn't a governmental lunch. So we just look at the corruption that's going on in the US government and we just go, just like, what? Yeah, it's exposing and tearing down the shaky ground. But there will be justice coming, a rebalancing, and this is part of that fourth turning. So that's over in the post section. Yeah, I'm just going to say yes, they have it. Maybe not all of it. Yes, they're using it as a threatening tool. Yes, it's going to be revealed and exposed as it should be. And yes, it's not going to end well for whatever side of the aisle on. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, catch you shortly.